All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. So I believe today is going to be a little bit of a different and interesting video. I'll be honest, I'm a little excited to make this one. So I am not trying to offend anyone that's very passionate about EV stocks or anything like that, okay? A lot of what I'm going to say is opinion based, but you will see the technical reasons why I do think it. Look, I have been saying that I think AI is better than, it is the new hot stock. It is what EV used to be. I don't think MULN is king anymore. I think one of these AI stocks will kind of become what MULN was because, again, EV was king. I don't think anyone can really argue that. You know what I mean? You can literally throw a dartboard, hit one of the EV stocks a couple years ago, and you would make like some silly numbers, right? So I think today really showed it in technical reasons, right? So that's actually what I'm going to cover. I'm going to start with a quick look of the NASDAQ. Then we're going to look at AI and Tesla. Then we're going to look at a mixed bag of EV and AI stocks. We're going to look at BBAI as well as SOUN. Both of them did do really well today for almost no reason. We're going to look at MULN. We're going to look at LCID. We'll probably look at maybe even a couple of the smaller ones, right? But I want to just show why I believe it and again, how to use the technicals to again, maybe agree with me, maybe not, right? So again, I'm excited for this one. But again, look, what are we generally going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to look at the daily and the weekly. We're going to look at our 5 moving averages. All of them will have horizontal support and resistance lines. And then generally when we're done up here, we'll talk about these, but really it's going to be a little bit less about the lower indicators in all honesty. Hey, that might end up being wrong because some of them are going to have interesting ones, right? But as always, look, I appreciate if you can like, share, comment, whatever, but even if you do nothing, honestly, just thank you for watching this, for real. There's so many things you can do with your time, but I appreciate you being here, okay? And then, hey, if you disagree with anything, I won't be offended, all right? Throw it in the comments. I swear, you might actually get me to change my mind, too, and you might save me some money or make me some money. I'd love it. And hey, nothing's financial advice. We are simply some educated people sharing thoughts and opinions, right? That's how we better each other. So let's get into it. And look, I'm obviously showing AI, the stock itself, right? But we're going to start with NASDAQ. Look, over the weekend, I said NASDAQ dropped the hammer. It just destroyed all the moving averages. Never really confirmed negative, right? We didn't come as low as down here. We really held 50% candle really well. There's a lot of reasons why it seemed well. And look, we just gapped over it, right? We literally didn't even have to test this. It just said, let's start here and make our way up, right? So today dropped the hammer. It did. And there is now more reason to believe we're coming up here than down here, right? That's just what happens. And look, in my head, that triggers me to say, okay, let's look at the hot stocks, let's look at I guess I can still say, let's look at the hot stocks. In this, it used to be EV and now it really is AI. And let's start with the big boys, okay? And look, Tesla drops a beautiful 7, almost 8% day, okay? Hold on, let me make sure I'm not showing, yeah, we're in regular hours, good. A beautiful, almost 8% day. AI does the exact same thing. And look, Tesla and AI, I believe, are on the same level. They are both the top dog of their sector. Look, do I know much about AI? Like, do I know the fundamentals? Do I know what the books look like? And no, I don't. However, this is the established company. This is the one that's actually deep into the double digits while the other ones are still kind of starting to get into it, if I'm not mistaken, right? But AI is the top dog. AI is Tesla of EVs, right? And when they both do well, you have a couple options you can take. You can ride these. And look, you will not make as much if both are going up. When I say both, I mean a top one like an AI and a Tesla, or like a MULN, a SOUN, right? Like these lower sub-tier in the sectors, right? MULN will make more money than Tesla if both are going green for a few days. Like SOUN, like the other, like we'll get to them, right? If you haven't seen them, like double-digit monster day on no news, right? Double-digit monster day on no news, right? I believe it's because NASDAQ did well and AI did well. I believe a couple years ago, with NASDAQ doing well and Tesla doing well, we would have seen a 33.3% day on Mullen, not a 3% day. This is embarrassing, right? And look, I'm not here to, I love Mullen as much as the next person. I'm telling you, I have made some money on Mullen, and knock on wood, I have not lost fat money on this. There was so many, like, I for sure didn't bank every dollar I profited, right? No one will do that. Like, that's just silly if anyone believes they can do that. But I have made way, way, way more than I've lost on this thing because I've stayed realistic on it. And I'm telling you, I'm never, ever would Tesla drop 8% and this thing drop 3%. Get out of here. Mullen is not what Mullen used to be, and I'm telling you, like, I'm just trading under the 8. There's so many technical things, but like you have to hear it in my voice when, like, I know it's just opinion. There's actually no like scientific proof I've got for you, right? But it's embarrassing. All right, look at Lucid. Oh wow, I thought Lucid was a little higher. Maybe even that wick wasn't that high. But again, like, these little guys shouldn't be doing worse than Tesla, because again, the expectation is this risk and reward thing. You know what I mean? So like, when AI does the exact same thing, but then these other lessers start dropping these Mullen-like numbers, in my head, I think that's a little bit of, hey, something might be changing. Now look, I again, I don't want to talk too much. Like, I guess I did want to talk technicals, right? But am I going to review all these little stocks right now too? Is that my plan? Sorry, I'm kind of like, man, I should have really thought of this. Okay, I think I've made my point pretty well though. Look, even Palantir, I think that's another example. This one was a little bit lower. And again, that's why I have said I think AI is also a little bit better than Palantir. But Palantir actually got out of this thing. It cracked the resistance line. There's now this like red, and green. I've been saying this is the bet, like, that you can play these safer ones, or let's at least talk about this stock. This stock was facing the nastiest gap down. It actually confirmed, right? It lost this thing and basically said, hey, I'm really sorry. I'm about to drop, like, you know, like, I'm telling you, that's what tech, like, under all moving averages, had a few days to make it, like, oh, horrible, right? But instead, I'm telling you, and I've used this phrase jokingly, I'm not trying to offend anyone that's super religious, but the hand of God decided to say, nah, you know what? You're not even going to open down here or down here. I'm going to lift you to a gap up right here, and we're just going to kind of come back into this, all right? Now, look, again, was there a lot of reason to justify this? I don't think so. I didn't see much news. Was there much to justify this? No, I don't think so. There wasn't much news. But again, it goes to say why horizontal clusters can do whatever they want. Because I'm telling you, if it wants to bring it back in, why all five, both of them have this exact same setup, right? I was surprised Guard Force didn't do as well. But let's be honest, this actually isn't that bad of 4 days. We have a nice little red thing here going. We're just under this line. But I mean, you know, again, I'll set it right now. I think that's worth at least doing, not 530, 503. Let me know if we get a penny over our 2-cent line, right? But we're over the 8 under this. Yeah, let me know. And I mean, this thing, again, I was trying to go less stock by stock. Let's at least talk about these a little bit. Look, Mullen, I would set and I will set my alert for 15 cents. Let me know if we get over the 8 moving average. And yeah, there's so much pain here that this thing could ride up maybe to 20, maybe to like 29. But again, I just really think that the like expectations of Mullen doing Mullen things, I really think that it's moving to these other stocks that people think might be the next Mullen. Mullen was in the pennies before it did this silly run to $4 and then did its best to hold the dollars, right? If I go to the monthly, I'm sure we can see that, because it's been a while since that's happened, right? No, it doesn't really do it that well. But I knew this stock. I didn't know this stock. Wait, is this the $4 run? No. This one I think is. This is kind of where I got introduced to the stock, I'll at least say. Since then, it really just hasn't done too much, right? So again, I think people have made some silly. Was this the run too? Man, this was the run from 1 to 4, I think. Yeah, I think this was it right here. Gosh, Mullen, it's been so long, man. Do you remember the good days of Mullen? Shit, look at this thing. Literally, for months, you just go to bed, wake up, and it was beautiful. Now, for months, it's right. Like, again, I think AI is the new EV. That's really the point of this. I don't know if people stay to the very end, but like, I think I'm done. And I hope you guys found the value that I was excited to make here. So appreciate your time so much. And hey, if you disagree, please throw it in the comments. I'm for sure not, I do not know it all. Hey, thank you so much.